We've talked about it here on the series before, including the podcasts and the audio commentaries, and now we hear directly from people involved with the WandaVision series. And they're talking about and teasing what comes next for Agatha Harkness in the MCU. And it looks like her story is not over. So the pattern for most Marvel Studios villains has been they put up a fight, they seem pretty formidable, and then they get killed off. Now Marvel has rectified this with some villains, but still, typically they end up just being swept away and they're dead. So what's next? Bring on a new villain. Agatha is the complete opposite of that. We see by the end of the series that Wanda puts a spell on her. She's going to keep living out her life. And I recently talked about it where I think that she's going to be recruited or something, or they bring her back, or somebody discovers her and they're trying to, fix her memory and tap into that magical sorcery, what she knows, forbidden knowledge that she obviously learned from the Darkhold. Well, speaking with the Deadline, Jack Sheffer talks a little bit about Agatha's ending, if you will, which I don't think is an ending, and that's definitely what I get from that interview as well. And she says that if you look at Agatha, she's now living out the life of the character that she picked, and she's out there. She's doing that thing in Westview. She's making the cookies. She's living out that life. But what happens beyond that, she has no idea. But she believes something will happen beyond that because the character is still out there. So this is one of those things where I believe that Agatha's story was left open for a particular reason. Now what that reason is, when she shows up, how they use her, again, who knows? Thunderbolts could come and recruit her. She could be saved by Mephisto, who starts to take over the entire town. Again, Westview is this little corner of the United States that seems very forgotten, run down, and old, and you see that because it's post-blip and all that. So things are definitely different there. And I don't think people are going to let her just go and live there because they saw what she did. They know who she is. So something's got to happen here. And I think down the road we will see this character again. She's going to have a future that involves her and Wanda somehow, if not her more directly tied to some other characters. Now how long that takes, I mean, it could be years, right? And we see that with Marvel Studios. Sometimes they're willing to plant a seed and wait 5 years, sometimes even more, and it just depends on what comes next. And for all we know, Agatha could appear in the multiverse. We just have no idea. Like maybe Wanda needs help of somebody that's looked deeper into the Darkhold than she can. Well, there's Agatha. Let's go get her and see if she'll help me. So what do you guys think? I mean, there definitely seems to be a future for Agatha somewhere in the MCU. Where do you think it is, and how soon do you guys think we see her?